Welcome to my channel World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The United States of America Kennedy half dollar with the dual date 1776 to 1976 is one of the most iconic coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. It was struck to honor the bicentennial of the United States, celebrating 200 years of American independence. Few coins carry such patriotic spirit combined with the emotional legacy of President John F. Kennedy, whose portrait had already become a national symbol on the half dollar since 1964. When collectors first see this coin, the dual date is what immediately stands out. Instead of just the year of issue, the coin proudly reads 1776 to 1976. This special inscription was chosen to remind Americans that they were not just handling money but holding a symbol of 2 centuries of freedom and national progress. The obverse of the coin retains the familiar and beloved portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. This portrait had been created shortly after Kennedy's tragic assassination in 1963 and has remained a centerpiece of U.S. coinage. It reflects his youthful energy and hope, qualities that still resonate deeply with people. The reverse of the bicentennial half dollar is where the real celebration begins. Designed by Seth G. Huntington, it features Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the very place where the Declaration of Independence was debated and adopted. The design is not only artistic but historically powerful, as it ties the coin directly to America's birth. Collectors have long admired the careful detail in the Independence Hall design. Even on such a small surface, the engraving captures the iconic building with its tall spire and classic colonial architecture. This detail connects the coin to the roots of American democracy. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar is the fact that it was struck in multiple forms. The most common examples were struck in copper-nickel-clad composition for everyday circulation. These coins were released in massive numbers, meaning that almost every American in the 1970s encountered one. But for collectors, the U.S. Mint produced special issues in 40% silver. These silver coins were sold in sets and quickly became favorites among those who wanted a piece of American history struck in precious metal. The difference in weight and luster between the silver and clad versions makes them instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. Another aspect that makes the bicentennial half dollar special is the fact that it was struck at multiple mints. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco all produced these coins, with the San Francisco Mint striking special proof versions. Proof coins, with their mirror-like fields and frosted designs, are especially prized for their beauty and craftsmanship. While billions were made overall, not every coin has survived in pristine condition. Circulated coins often show heavy wear, which reduces their value. On the other hand, coins that remain uncirculated, with full mint luster and sharp detail, are far scarcer and can command much higher prices. The Kennedy half dollar was already a coin linked to strong national emotions due to President Kennedy's memory. Adding the bicentennial celebration made it even more symbolic. Families often saved these coins as keepsakes, meaning many examples sat untouched in drawers and boxes for decades. Over the years, collectors have found that certain varieties of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar are particularly rare. Some coins show double die errors, where the design elements appear slightly doubled due to a striking mishap. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value. There are also differences in strike quality between mints. For example, some Denver issues are known for weaker strikes, while proof coins from San Francisco are famous for their sharp detail. Collectors love to compare these differences, which makes studying bicentennial halves even more exciting. For younger generations of collectors, the bicentennial Kennedy half dollar is often one of the first coins they encounter. Its distinctive dual date sparks curiosity, leading many people to begin their journey into numismatics. In this way, it serves not only as a commemorative coin but also as an educational one. The coin also reflects the mood of the United States in 1976. The bicentennial was a moment of great national pride, filled with parades, fireworks, and cultural celebrations. Having a special coin in circulation gave everyday people a way to participate in that historic year. From a design perspective, the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar is a masterpiece. It combines modern portraiture with colonial architecture, merging the memory of a modern president with the birthplace of the nation. This balance gives the coin both emotional and historical depth. Collectors often keep complete bicentennial sets that include not only the half-dollar but also the Washington quarter and Eisenhower dollar, which also carried special designs in 1976. Together, these coins form a powerful tribute to 200 years of independence. Over time, the bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar has become more than just a piece of circulating money. It is now seen as a piece of art, history, and memory, treasured by those who lived through the bicentennial celebrations and those who collect coins today. The silver versions, in particular, have grown in popularity because of their precious metal content. Unlike the copper-nickel-clad coins, which remain mostly common, silver examples have both intrinsic and collector value, making them doubly attractive. Even though so many were produced, high-grade examples are surprisingly difficult to find. Coins with perfect luster, no scratches, and fully sharp details are far less common than their massive mintage numbers suggest. These are the coins that bring strong interest at auctions. Proof versions are also highly sought after, especially those with deep cameo contrast. A proof coin with dark mirrored fields and frosty raised designs is a dazzling sight, showcasing the artistry of the U.S. Mint at its finest. Some collectors focus on errors, such as off-center strikes or coins struck on the wrong planchets. These unusual mistakes make the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar even more desirable, as they combine history with rarity. For families, finding one of these coins in old collections often brings back strong memories. Many people recall receiving them as gifts, saving them in jars, or pulling them from circulation as keepsakes during the bicentennial celebrations. The fact that these coins were made for everyone, not just collectors, is part of their charm. They were struck in honor of the entire nation and placed directly into the hands of everyday Americans, ensuring that the bicentennial spirit was shared across the country. Collectors also admire the way the coin captures two important legacies at once. It honors the nation's independence while also keeping alive the memory of a beloved president whose life was cut short. This dual meaning gives the coin an emotional depth that few others can match. Even today, nearly 50 years after the bicentennial, the Kennedy half-dollar from 1776 to 1976 remains one of the most recognized and admired U.S. coins. Its symbolism continues to inspire, and its varieties continue to attract collectors. The world of coin collecting often teaches us that even common coins can hold extraordinary stories. The bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar is a perfect example, blending history, artistry, memory, and national pride into one unforgettable piece. For those lucky enough to own rare varieties or pristine examples, the value can be astonishing. While most remain affordable as keepsakes, the rarest and finest known pieces have reached incredible levels at auction, and among those, one extraordinary 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar has achieved a value that stuns collectors and investors alike, with its worth recorded at the remarkable sum of $220,000. Top 2. The Kennedy half-dollar from 1971 is one of the most significant coins in American numismatic history because it marked the beginning of a new chapter for this beloved series. Introduced in 1964 to honor the late President John F. Kennedy, the half-dollar quickly became a symbol of national memory and pride. But the 1971 issue brought with it a major change that collectors still discuss and study today. The obverse of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar features the powerful profile portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. The image captures Kennedy's youthful strength and optimism, qualities that Americans admire deeply. Even years after his assassination, this portrait continued to resonate with people across the country. The reverse design, by Frank Gasparo, shows the presidential seal with an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. This emblem represents both strength and peace, two values that America has long cherished. The bold and detailed artwork makes the coin stand out as one of the most striking modern U.S. coin designs. What makes the 1971 half-dollar so important is the change in its composition. From 1965 to 1970, the Kennedy half-dollar had been struck in 40% silver, following the removal of 90% silver coins in 1964. However, by 1971, rising silver prices made even that too costly. The mint shifted to a copper-nickel clad composition, similar to what was already being used in dimes and quarters. This meant that starting in 1971, all regular circulating Kennedy half dollars were made without silver. For many collectors, this marked the end of an era. The coin that had begun as a silver memorial now became a base metal piece of everyday commerce. Yet, the emotional and symbolic value of the Kennedy half dollar endured. Philadelphia and Denver struck millions of these coins in 1971, and San Francisco struck special proof versions for collectors. The Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark, while Denver coins featured the D mark, and San Francisco proofs bore the S mint mark. Each mint added to the diversity of the series. Even though billions were struck over time, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar still carries appeal because of its historic shift away from silver. For collectors, owning this coin is like holding a milestone in American coinage policy. Condition plays a big role in determining the value of a 1971 half dollar. Circulated examples are common and usually worth only face value. However, coins that remain in pristine mint state condition with full luster and sharp detail are far scarcer and can bring strong interest among collectors. Proof coins from San Francisco are especially admired for their mirror-like fields and frosted devices. In some cases, these proofs were struck with such beauty that they display cameo or deep cameo contrast, making them dazzling additions to any collection. Collectors also look closely at 1971 half dollars for errors and varieties. Some coins have striking errors, off-center designs, or double dies that make them stand out. These unusual examples can fetch high premiums at auction, especially when preserved in top condition. The Kennedy half dollar series has always carried emotional weight because of the tragedy surrounding Kennedy's death. By 1971, the coin had already been in circulation for 7 years, yet it continued to be a reminder of a president whose vision inspired the nation. For families, the 1971 half dollar often became a keepsake. Many people saved these coins as mementos rather than spending them, which is why so many survive today in decent condition. They became part of personal histories, stored in jars, drawers, and collections across America. Another reason collectors cherish the 1971 half dollar is that it represents a turning point in U.S. mint history. The complete removal of silver from the half dollar reflected changing economic realities and a new approach to coinage. It was a practical decision, but one that reshaped the nature of U.S. circulating coins. The artistry of the Kennedy half dollar design also adds to its appeal. Roberts's portrait of Kennedy is elegant yet strong, while Gasparo's reverse is bold and patriotic. Together, they create a coin that remains one of the most admired designs of the modern era. Many collectors build complete sets of Kennedy half dollars, and the 1971 issue is always included as a key transitional year. It bridges the earlier silver issues and the later clad issues, giving it an important place in the timeline of the series. The sheer size of the half dollar also makes it attractive. Its larger diameter allows the designs to be seen more clearly, and its weight gives it a sense of substance compared to smaller coins. For collectors, this makes the coin satisfying to hold and study. Over time, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar has gained respect not just for its history but also for its role in teaching collectors about minting changes, coin composition, and U.S. history. It is a coin that blends art, memory, and economics into one small but powerful object. Even though most examples are still relatively common, the hunt for rare varieties, proof versions, and error coins keeps the 1971 Kennedy half dollar exciting. For numismatists, the challenge of finding a flawless specimen is part of the thrill. High-grade mint state coins with bright luster and no contact marks are far less common than their overall mintage might suggest. These coins can achieve very high auction results when offered to serious collectors. The proof versions from San Francisco also offer a level of artistry that appeals to collectors worldwide. Deep cameo proofs in particular are breathtaking, with the frosted portrait of Kennedy glowing against the mirrored background. For those who study American coinage, the 1971 half dollar is a reminder of how even small coins reflect larger national changes. The shift from silver to clad mirrored broader economic struggles of the era, as inflation and precious metal prices forced the government to adapt. collectors often tell stories of finding 1971 half dollars in circulation and setting them aside, intrigued by their age and design. Even though they are not silver, they carry a sense of importance that makes people want to save them. The coin also has international appeal, as the Kennedy name carries weight across the world. Foreign collectors often include the 1971 half dollar in their collections as part of their admiration for American history and leadership. Auction houses continue to see strong bidding for the finest examples of the 1971 Kennedy half dollar, especially coins graded at the highest mint state or proof levels. The combination of condition, rarity, and history makes them attractive to advanced collectors. It is remarkable how a coin that was produced in such high numbers can still carry stories of rarity and value. This is the magic of numismatics. Even among billions of coins, certain examples stand out as treasures. The Kennedy half-dollar series remains a favorite among both new and seasoned collectors. Its mix of accessibility, symbolism, and occasional rarity ensures that it will always have a special place in American coin collecting. The 1971 issue, in particular, stands as a coin of transition, memory, and significance. It may not carry silver, but it carries history, artistry, and enduring value in the world of numismatics. And while most 1971 Kennedy half dollars remain modestly priced, the rarest examples in flawless condition, or those with unique errors, have shocked collectors with their value. One extraordinary 1971 Kennedy half dollar has reached the breathtaking amount of $195,000. Top 3. The Kennedy half dollar from 1981 is one of those coins that holds a quiet but powerful place in American coinage history. While at first glance it might look like just another half dollar from the series, closer inspection reveals a story of artistry, symbolism, and collector intrigue. By 1981, the Kennedy half dollar had already been in circulation for nearly 2 decades, yet it continued to represent the legacy of President John F. Kennedy and the pride of a nation. The obverse of the 1981 half dollar features the iconic portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. This portrait was introduced in 1964, shortly after Kennedy's tragic death, and it quickly became one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. The strong profile, clean lines, and confident expression capture Kennedy's spirit and ensure his legacy lives on with every coin struck. On the reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, is the elegant depiction of the presidential seal. An eagle holds arrows in one claw and an olive branch in the other, symbolizing both readiness for defense and a longing for peace. Encircling the eagle are 50 stars, representing unity across the states. This design gave the half dollar a sense of power, prestige, and national pride. By 1981, the half dollar was no longer commonly found in everyday transactions. Americans had largely stopped using them in daily commerce, preferring quarters and dollar bills instead. However, the mint continued to produce them, both for collectors and for general circulation, ensuring the coin's presence remained strong. The 1981 Kennedy half dollar was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark. Each of these mints contributed a unique aspect to the year's production. Collectors often seek to obtain all 3 to complete their sets. The Philadelphia and Denver issues were made for circulation, though many were quickly saved by collectors. The San Francisco Mint produced beautiful proof coins, specially struck with polished dies and planchets to achieve a mirror-like finish. These proofs stand out for their sharp details and frosted contrast. Proof coins from 1981 are especially significant because this was the final year that proof sets were offered individually before the mint introduced more elaborate collector packaging. For that reason, 1,981 proof coins hold a special place in the hearts of numismatists. Condition is an essential factor in determining the value of the 1981 Kennedy half dollar. Circulated examples remain common and generally only worth face value. However, uncirculated coins with their original mint luster intact are much scarcer and highly sought after by collectors. High-grade mint state examples are prized for their eye appeal. Coins graded MS-66 and higher become increasingly rare, and achieving a flawless MS-67 or MS-68 grade is exceptionally difficult. The hunt for these top-grade examples keeps collectors engaged and motivated. Proof coins from San Francisco also vary in quality. Some display incredible cameo or deep cameo contrast, where the frosted portrait stands out dramatically against the mirrored background. These deep cameo proofs are especially popular and command higher premiums. Beyond condition, certain error coins from 1981 stand out as remarkable discoveries. Off-center strikes, double dies, and other minting mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. Collectors often dream of finding one of these unusual variations. For many, the Kennedy half-dollar from 1981 represents more than just a coin. It is a symbol of remembrance, a connection to history, and a reminder of the impact that Kennedy had on the nation. Families often pass down these coins as keepsakes, preserving both monetary and sentimental value. The 1981 half-dollar also reflects the economic environment of its time. Like other modern coins, it was made of copper-nickel clad rather than silver. The decision to remove silver from circulating coins in the 1970s was a turning point, and by 1981, the copper-nickel composition was firmly established. Still, even without silver, the Kennedy half-dollar carried a sense of dignity and importance. Its larger size and weight compared to dimes and quarters gave it a presence that collectors continue to admire. Holding a 1981 half-dollar feels different from handling smaller change. It feels substantial. The artistry of Roberts and Gasparo deserves recognition as well. Together, their designs created a coin that was both modern and timeless, paying tribute to Kennedy while also celebrating America's strength and unity. This balance between history and artistry makes the series one of the most enduring in U.S. coinage. As time has passed, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar has become a favorite among collectors who focus on late 20th century coins. Its proof issues, in particular, have grown in popularity because of their sharp details and reflective surfaces. Some collectors specialize in complete Kennedy half-dollar sets, and the 1981 issues are essential pieces in that journey. With 3 different mint marks, multiple finishes, and potential errors, the year offers plenty of challenges and rewards for numismatists. The coin also represents continuity. Nearly 2 decades after the Kennedy half-dollar was first struck, the design remains strong and meaningful. In a time when other coin designs were changing, the Kennedy portrait and presidential seal held steady, giving collectors a sense of tradition. For younger collectors, discovering a 1981 half-dollar often sparks curiosity. The coin's size, design, and historical context inspire people to learn more about Kennedy, the mint, and the stories behind America's coinage. Auction records for 1981 Kennedy half-dollars in top grades have shown impressive results. Coins in pristine mint state or deep cameo-proof condition have drawn strong bidding, proving that even relatively modern coins can achieve remarkable value. Collectors also enjoy the challenge of finding coins with perfect strike quality. Because of the large size of the half-dollar, weak strikes are common, especially in circulation coins. Finding a fully struck 1981 half-dollar with sharp details adds to its rarity. Internationally, the Kennedy half-dollar continues to be admired. Collectors outside the United States often seek out coins like the 1981 half-dollar as symbols of American history and culture. The Kennedy name, in particular, carries global recognition. The 1981 Kennedy half-dollar also holds educational value. It teaches collectors about mint marks, proof and circulation issues, grading, and even the broader economic changes that influenced coinage. In this way, it is both a collectible and a learning tool. Many families still have 1981 half-dollars stored away, not realizing their potential value if they are in exceptional condition. Carefully examining these coins can reveal treasures hiding in plain sight. What makes the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar truly special is that it combines accessibility with rarity. Millions were made, so most people can find one, yet rare varieties and flawless examples are highly coveted. This balance makes it one of the most engaging coins to collect. As the years go by, fewer pristine examples remain, since circulation, handling, and storage gradually diminish quality. This scarcity increases the value of coins that survive in top condition, especially those protected from wear since the day they were minted. The Kennedy half-dollar remains one of America's most popular series, and the 1981 issue is an important part of that legacy. It bridges the earlier silver issues with the modern clad coins, reflecting the changes in U.S. coinage while preserving Kennedy's memory. Ultimately, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is more than a piece of money, it is a piece of history, a work of art, and a collector's treasure. And while most examples are still affordable, one extraordinary 1981 Kennedy half-dollar has achieved a value that stunned the numismatic world, reaching the remarkable amount of $145,000. Top 4. The Kennedy half-dollar from 1983 is a fascinating coin that holds a unique place in American numismatic history. While it may appear as just another issue from the long-running Kennedy half-dollar series, the 1983 edition has details, stories, and collector interest that make it stand out. To this day, it remains a coin that sparks curiosity among collectors and history enthusiasts alike. The obverse of the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar features the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Introduced in 1964 after Kennedy's tragic assassination, this portrait became one of the most iconic designs in U.S. coinage. By 1983, it had been in use for nearly 2 decades, yet it still carried a sense of national pride and remembrance. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicts the presidential seal. The powerful eagle holding arrows in one claw and an olive branch in the other symbolizes America's balance of strength and peace. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars, representing unity across the states. This bold design gives the coin a striking and patriotic appearance. One of the key aspects of the 1983 half-dollar is its composition. By this time, the coin was made from copper-nickel clad, rather than silver. The removal of silver from circulating coins in earlier years reflected rising metal prices, and by 1983, the clad composition was well established. While it lacked silver content, the coin still carried artistic and historical importance. Another notable fact about the 1983 half-dollar is that no official mint sets were produced that year. This makes uncirculated examples harder to find because collectors could not purchase sets directly from the mint. As a result, those who want a pristine 1983 half-dollar must search carefully, often paying premiums for high-grade examples. The coin was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with Philadelphia coins bearing no mint mark and Denver coins carrying the D mark. Each mint produced millions of coins, yet the lack of mint sets means that finding brilliant uncirculated pieces today is more of a challenge. Because San Francisco did not produce proof half-dollars in 1983, collectors who enjoy proof issues find this year especially interesting. It stands out as one of the few years in modern history without a Kennedy proof coin, adding an extra layer of uniqueness to the 1983 edition. Condition plays a major role in the coin's desirability. Circulated examples are easy to find and usually hold only face value, but coins preserved in mint state with full luster are much scarcer. Collectors pay close attention to strike quality, luster, and the absence of marks when evaluating 1983 half-dollars. High-grade examples, particularly those graded MS-65 and above, become significantly more valuable because of the challenges in finding such well-preserved coins from this year. The absence of mint sets meant fewer coins were carefully stored, increasing scarcity in top condition. Collectors also enjoy searching for error coins from 1983. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, and other striking errors have been documented, and these unusual coins can bring strong prices at auction. The thrill of discovering one of these rare varieties keeps interest in the 1983 half-dollar alive. For many families, the 1983 half-dollar holds nostalgic value. People saved them as keepsakes or pulled them from circulation, often not realizing the potential rarity of uncirculated examples. These coins have since become cherished pieces of personal and national history. The artistry of the design also continues to attract admiration. Roberts's portrait of Kennedy conveys dignity and leadership, while Gasparo's reverse symbolizes America's strength and unity. Together, the designs make the coin an enduring piece of modern U.S. coinage. As the Kennedy half-dollar series progressed into the 1980s, the coin became less common in everyday use. Many Americans rarely saw them in circulation, which made encountering one feel special. This scarcity in circulation added to their intrigue and collectability. The 1983 half-dollar also serves as a reminder of the changes in U.S. mint practices during this period. The absence of official mint sets was unusual, and it left collectors relying on circulation finds, which in turn affected the availability of top-quality examples decades later. Auction results show just how desirable pristine 1983 half-dollars can be. When coins in extraordinary condition appear, collectors eagerly compete to add them to their sets. The combination of historical context, design, and scarcity makes them highly attractive. For numismatists, the 1983 half-dollar represents both a challenge and an opportunity. It challenges collectors to find high-grade examples, but it also offers the opportunity to own a significant piece of U.S. coinage that stands out from other years. Many coin hunters enjoy roll searching specifically for 1983 half-dollars, hoping to uncover a mint state treasure among circulated pieces. The excitement of discovery keeps this coin alive in the hobby, even for modern collectors. Internationally, the Kennedy half-dollar continues to hold appeal. Collectors around the world are drawn to the Kennedy name, the powerful designs, and the stories behind each issue. The 1983 coin is especially intriguing because of its unique place in the series. The large size of the half-dollar makes it ideal for showcasing the designs. The details of Kennedy's profile and the presidential seal are more visible than on smaller coins, giving it a sense of artistry and prestige that smaller denominations lack. The coin also symbolizes continuity. Nearly 20 years after Kennedy's assassination, the half-dollar continued to honor his legacy, ensuring that his image remained in the hands of the public. By 1983, it had become more than just currency, it was a lasting tribute. Collectors often note that the Kennedy half-dollar blends personal and national history. It recalls Kennedy's presidency while also reflecting the economic and cultural shifts of the 1980s. Each coin carries stories that extend far beyond its face value. The absence of proof and mint set issues in 1983 gives this year a special aura of rarity. Unlike other years, where collectors could easily obtain pristine examples, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar requires patience and persistence to collect in top grades. The design continuity is another appealing factor. While other denominations underwent changes over the years, the Kennedy half-dollar remained consistent, reflecting stability and honoring tradition even as the country evolved. As coin collecting grows in popularity, the 1983 half-dollar continues to attract attention. Its combination of challenge, artistry, and historical significance makes it an enduring favorite among those building Kennedy half-dollar collections. Even for casual collectors, finding a well-preserved 1983 half-dollar is exciting. It represents not only a piece of American coinage but also a moment in time, preserved in copper-nickel clad for future generations to admire. The coin also provides lessons about scarcity, minting practices, and the importance of condition in numismatics. It shows how even modern coins can become valuable when circumstances limit the availability of pristine examples. Ultimately, the 1983 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just another coin in the series. It is a unique issue with its own story, challenges, and rewards. Collectors who pursue it find themselves drawn into the rich history and meaning behind its production, and while most examples remain affordable, the rarest and finest known coins from 1983 have reached staggering prices. In fact, one extraordinary 1983 Kennedy half-dollar achieved the remarkable value of $135,000. Top 5. The Kennedy half-dollar minted in 1988 is a coin that bridges history, artistry, and collectability in a way that continues to fascinate numismatists and casual collectors alike. By the late 1980s, the Kennedy half-dollar had already been in circulation for over 2 decades, yet its popularity endured, thanks to its timeless design and the enduring legacy of President John F. Kennedy. When looking at the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar, one cannot help but admire the obverse design. Created by Gilroy Roberts in 1964, this portrait of Kennedy was based on a presidential medal and quickly became an icon of modern American coinage. The sharp details of Kennedy's hair, the strong profile, and the sense of dignity in his expression give this coin a sense of respect and national pride. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, carries the image of the presidential seal. This intricate design, with the eagle grasping arrows and an olive branch, reflects America's strength and commitment to peace. The 50 stars encircling the eagle emphasize unity, while the bold United States of America lettering reminds us of the nation the coin represents. By 1988, Kennedy half-dollars were no longer commonly found in daily commerce. While they were still produced for circulation, fewer and fewer people used them, and many were saved by collectors or set aside as souvenirs. This reduced usage added to their mystique and appeal among coin enthusiasts. The 1988 Kennedy half-dollar was produced in copper-nickel clad composition, with no silver content in standard circulation strikes. However, Proof versions struck at the San Francisco Mint contained a mirror-like finish and were often sought after by collectors who wanted pristine examples. Philadelphia and Denver mints were responsible for striking the regular circulation issues in 1988. The Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while the Denver issues carry the D mark. Both were produced in large quantities, but the condition in which the coins survive today varies greatly. Proof coins from San Francisco are also notable for their sharp strikes and polished fields. Collectors especially value deep cameo proofs from this year, where Kennedy's portrait appears frosted against a brilliant mirror-like background. These high-quality examples remain in high demand. Condition is everything when it comes to the 1988 half-dollar. Circulated pieces may hold only face value, but coins that have been preserved in mint state with bright luster and no major marks can command much higher premiums. High-grade specimens, particularly those certified by grading services at MS66 or MS67, are highly desirable. Such coins are not easy to find, as most 1988 half-dollars were handled carelessly in banks or circulation before collectors realized their long-term potential. The Kennedy half-dollar has always carried emotional value. For many Americans, owning a coin bearing Kennedy's image felt like a way to honor his memory. By 1988, that emotional connection was still strong, making these coins more than just pocket change. Collectors also enjoy the thrill of discovering error coins. The 1988 half-dollar, like other years, has been found with errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. These minting mistakes can elevate the value of a coin significantly. The coin also reflects the mint's craftsmanship during the late 20th century. By this point, coin production had advanced with modern machinery, yet flaws still slipped through, creating unique treasures for eagle-eyed collectors. Another interesting factor is the role of proof sets. Proof coins from 1988 were sold directly by the mint in special packaging, making them easier to find in pristine condition compared to circulation strikes. Yet, even proof coins can vary in quality, with cameo contrast adding significant value. The 1988 Kennedy half-dollar also highlights the enduring appeal of large coins. Its size allows collectors to appreciate the artistry in ways that smaller denominations cannot. The coin feels substantial in hand, which adds to its attraction. By the late 1980s, the half-dollar had become more symbolic than practical in circulation. Still, its continued production demonstrates the nation's commitment to honoring President Kennedy through coinage. Collectors often include the 1988 half-dollar as part of a larger Kennedy half-dollar set. Building a complete run of these coins offers a fascinating journey through American history, culture, and minting practices. For those who inherited collections, the 1988 half-dollar is often one of the more common dates. However, when preserved carefully, it can become a surprisingly valuable treasure, particularly in top-graded conditions. The artistry of Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparo continues to shine through on the 1988 coin. Even after decades of use, the designs remain powerful symbols of leadership and national pride. Internationally, the Kennedy half-dollar is admired for its design and symbolism. Collectors worldwide appreciate the coin, and the 1988 issue is no exception, offering a chance to own a piece of American history. As coin collecting grew in popularity in the late 20th century, the Kennedy half-dollar became a staple for both beginners and advanced collectors. The 1988 edition, being relatively modern yet already somewhat scarce in circulation, became a natural target for many. The condition rarity of high-grade circulation strikes makes the 1988 half-dollar especially attractive to registry set collectors. These collectors compete to build the finest graded sets, pushing up demand for the best examples. Auction records reveal that extraordinary examples of the 1988 half-dollar can reach impressive prices. The combination of scarcity in top grades, collector demand, and historical value ensures that the coin remains relevant in today's market. The story of the Kennedy half-dollar is not only about coins but also about memory. The 1988 issue stands as a reminder of how deeply Kennedy's legacy remains woven into the fabric of American culture. For casual collectors, the coin represents an affordable way to connect with history, while for serious numismatists, it offers a challenge in finding the best preserved examples. This dual appeal helps keep the series popular across generations. The 1988 half-dollar also serves as a teaching tool, showing how coinage can reflect national identity, artistry, and changing economic conditions all at once. Each coin tells a story that goes beyond its face value. Even today, roll hunters and collectors enjoy searching for hidden gems among 1988 half dollars. The possibility of discovering an uncirculated piece or an error coin keeps the hunt alive and exciting. Ultimately, the Kennedy half dollar of 1988 is a piece of American history, cherished not only for its design but also for the story it carries. Its significance is as much about symbolism as it is about numismatic value, and while countless examples remain as everyday coins, the finest known specimens have reached extraordinary heights. In fact, one remarkable 1988 Kennedy half dollar achieved the staggering value of $110,000.